Hey guys, welcome back to Film Discover. Today we'll present to you part 3 of super gross moments on Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's head into it.
Number 4. The woman with the medium-sized cyst in her face.
When somebody comes in with a lot of bumps on their head, I know that they're afraid of having their head shaved.
In an Instagram video, Dr. Pimple Popper is tasked with popping a large cyst right on the side of her patient's face. The dermatologist and TLC host, whose real name is Dr. Sandra Lee, has no trouble popping up this bump, and the contents are just like dough. In fact, the growth in question is an epidermoid cyst. These types of bumps are formed when dead skin is trapped and does not slough as it should. Instead, it builds up, resulting in a non-cancer and usually painless bump. Like the cyst of Dr. Lee's patient, they usually develop on the neck and face, but Dr. Lee is about to get this one out of here. Dr. Lee begins the process by making a small incision over the top of the cyst, explaining that she doesn't want to leave a big scar. Once the incision has been made, it begins to squeeze either side of the large bump. As soon as she does, the dough-like white insides fall out, and Dr. Lee has to pull it away. Carefully, Dr. Lee is able to extract off the dead skin inside the cyst. If you want to see Dr. Pimple Popper pop a dough cyst from a patient's face, you should definitely watch this video. Number 3. The old lady with a stubborn blackhead.
My name is Doris, and I'm from London, Ontario, Canada, and I have a 55-year-old blackhead.
Blackheads are anything but basic to you. They're going to pop up all over and on anyone. When the dermatologist Sandra Lee, also known as Dr. Pimple Popper, gets her hands on them, they're a real crowd pleaser. A little pressure from her handy comb down extractor tool or a pinch of a few fingers is usually tricky, but some blackheads are extra stubborn. Dr. Pimple Popper is dealing with a very stubborn blackhead in this Instagram video. This blackhead has been hiding in her patient's ear and it's ginormous. In her Instagram caption, Dr. Pimple Popper gives her some solid advice. Always check behind your ears. You never know what's hiding back there. The video starts with a close-up view of the blackhead. Then, with her comb down extractor tool, Dr. Pimple Popper focuses on the blackhead. She's trying multiple angles and putting her muscle in it, but the blackhead is still stuck in the ear. It's not moving a millimeter. Dr. Pimple Popper relinquishes the comb down extractor tool and returns with a new technique. She's got a scalpel in her hand and she's starting to pray at the blackhead. It looks like she's stabbing the patient's ear, but she's an expert. Her scalpel technique works and the blackhead releases a big chunk of it. One fan compared the contents to cookie dough, so there's a nice picture to take in the holidays. The Popaholics are so satisfied. One wrote, "This is gorgeous." Another fan shared, "OMG, it's like a whole civilization behind the ear." That civilization, ear blackhead, is now officially extinct thanks to Dr. Pimple Popper. Number 2. The woman with a cyst underneath a blackhead. There might be nothing more satisfying than an extraction of blackheads, and the dermatologist Sandra Lee, also known as Dr. Pimple Popper, blesses us with tons of them in her social media accounts. But one very special video is a blackhead cyst combination video that leaves us stunned. Want a second helping of pops? Fill your plate with a little blackhead, cyst, punch biopsy, and curette, she captioned her post. She starts a video zoomed in on her patient's back with a big blackhead near her bra strap, but Dr. P quickly notices that there is more to this blackhead than to the eye. Literally, sir. She suspects there's a cyst underneath it, and so she's starting to dig deep in order to remove the cyst. This was a little blackhead that is kind of more like a cyst, she says in the video. She grabs it with her tweezers and pulls it out, digging to make sure she gets it out. Once the cyst is removed, she puts it on a white gauze to further examine it. That opening I saw, that was in the back. In the lower end, there's a little sac, she says. Number 1. The man with the old newspaper cyst. This video is definitely a dizzy one. The dermatologist and TLC host are responsible for removing the epidermoid cyst. Growths typically form after some kind of trauma occurs to the skin, and keratin begins to build up to create a lump. The cysts are typically benign and can range in size from just a few millimeters to a major pop Dr. Lee just recorded in her video. The clip begins with the dermatologist having already made an incision on the top of the growth. Next, using both hands, she starts to squeeze a large cyst while her assistant dabs the blood to keep the area clean. The patient asks if she needs to push her hands against Dr. Lee's as she places them on either side of the spot, but the dermatologist can do that. Dr. Lee slowly begins to squeeze and deep gray ooze begins to spill, prompting the doctor to tell her patient it's like you've got a wet newspaper under here. If you want to watch Dr. Pimple Popper pop wet newspaper from a cyst, you're sure to check this one out. What do you think about these Dr. Pimple Popper clips? Which one was the most out of ordinary one? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.